Hello friends, welcome to another exciting video. In this video, we are going to see how we can connect multiple database connections in Laravel. Okay, we already know that Laravel comes with a one default connection. Okay, and that is mentioned in env file as you all know. But now we are going to see how we can connect multiple databases. Let's say you have 5 databases or 10 databases or 2 databases even, then how we are going to connect all those databases. Okay, so we are going to see that in this video. So let's start by seeing how we can do it. Okay, so first of all, what I'm going to do is, first step that you want to perform is you have to copy this whole thing and then you have to paste under it. Okay, so this is the second database connection as you can see, and I'm going to name this as, let's say there is a second database. Okay, I only have to like replace this db with second. Okay, so that will do the job. Okay, so you have to do this. This is the first step. Okay, as well as you also have to do one more thing, that is you have to change this database name. Let's say I will say database 1 and 2, and here I want to say database, or let's give it a good name. Let's say it's America and this is India. Okay, so I want to give like this name. Okay, so this name of database is America, this name of database is India. Okay, so now what I want to do, another step, second step that you have to follow is you have to go to database.php file that will be located in config folder. Okay, your config folder will be there, so it will be located inside that folder. Okay, so you have to scroll down and you can see here there are a lot of connections already open. So here you have to copy this MySQL, you have to copy this whole thing and you have to paste it. Okay, so I'm pasting it below it, and here you have to just change the name. Here let's say I'm telling it to be India connection. Okay, so this will be a India connection. Okay, this is the by default connection that we have, and here we also have to change this whole thing. So let me just change all these things. You have to only change this, so I will just change this, and oh sorry, I made a mistake, so let me correct it. So you only have to change these things, so let me change it to second. Okay, so now it will take the credentials from second host and second port and all those things, so this will be used. Okay, second database is also there. So yes, we can see that second database is also there, and this is the fallback value. Let's say there is no env named second database in your env file, then it will take the default value of Forge. Okay, as mentioned here. Okay, so this is the simple meaning of this thing. So you have to create as many connection as you want. You can also create, let's say you want to create a 10 connection, then you can also create 10 connections. Okay, and then you have to also like create 10 entries, 10 array entries for all of those in database.php file. Okay, so this is the first step. This is the second step that you have to do. Okay, it is really compulsory. Okay, now let's say that you want to create a product table. Okay, so I will go in my command line. This is my command line tool. Okay, I am using another external command line tool. You can use whatever you want. Okay, so here I'm going to create a new model and also migration. So let me create a new model and migration, and let me tell you how you can migrate on a specific connection. Okay, so there are two connections that has been made right now here. This first is DB connection. Okay, this is MySQL connection. That is one that is by default. Okay, and that is referencing to America table. Okay, and there is another connection named by, here it's not named, but let me name it India connection. Okay, it's okay, you don't have to name here. There are two connections mentioned here. This is MySQL and this is India connection. Okay, so there are two connections. So how we can perform on each connection, migrations and all those things, we are going to see it very soon. Okay, so here I am on my command line and I will directly generate a product, a model and also its migration. Okay, so let me just write a command php artisan make model, and then I have to replace it with like product. Then I have to also generate the migration. So I will say flag m. Okay, I have to specify the another flag with m. Then I will just hit enter. Okay, so now you can see that products table migration is already generated. Here it is showing the message. So I will directly go in my VS Code. Now I will open product.php, two files. Okay, so this is the first file, that is the model, and also there is a create underscore product table. Okay, so this is the second file. Okay, and I have to modify this. Let me just give it a dummy fields so I can directly show you. First will be name, then another will be integer, will be, you can say anything. Let's say integer can be price. Okay, and also there is will be a quantity, so I will say qty for that, and I will run this migration for two of these. Okay, so I will run migration on both connection. So let's see how we can run the migration for both. Okay, so first of all I have to create the database. So for that I will go to my, so first of all let me create a table that will be India, and let me also create another table that will be America. Okay, so two tables are I can say two databases are created. Okay, so then what we are going to do is we are going to run a migration command, but see what happen. Okay, see what happens. Okay, when I run the migration command, so I will say php artisan migrate, and let me hit enter. So now you can see that migrations, all the migrations have been run successfully. It's showing the message, but when you go and you refresh the India database, it's not showing, right? It's only showing on America database. Okay, America connection, because I told you that in database.php file, there is a database.php file that you can see here. There are two connections. That first is MySQL, that is by default exposed. Okay, you can also see if you want to see that this connection is by default. Okay, so you have to understand that. And this connection, India connection is not by default. So what you have to do is to run these migrations, all these migration files in India connection, in India database, you have to do one more thing, that will be php artisan migrate, and then you have to add another flag that will be database. Okay, so database, and then you have to specify the India connection. Okay, so now you have to hit enter, and you can see that all the migrations have been run successfully. So you have to go here in the phpMyAdmin, then I will refresh the India database, and you can see that in India there are lot of things are coming. Okay, there is a product. Okay, you can see there is a ID, name, and all those things are coming. Okay, so what I will do is I will create a factory. Let me create a seeder and factory for both of this. For product, php artisan make factory, and it will be product. Okay, so factory is generated. I will generate another thing, php artisan make seeder, that will be a product seeder. Okay, so that is also generated. So two of them will be available here. So let me go to product factory. This is a product factory, and here what I have to do is I have to just enter the dummy data. So that's why I am just giving this thing. Then another thing is price. Then for this I have to check qty, and for this let me check what we really want here. So that will be integer, right? So okay, no problem. So I will just take this and paste here. Okay, so I will also save these things. Okay, so now they are good to go. Now what I have to do is I have to go to product seeder, and then what I have to do is, this is the thing that I have to do. I have to run a migration. So I will say product. I want to insert another things. I will say product factory. I want to create 3 products. Okay, and I also want to import the product. So I will just do this, and it's imported automatically. You can see I'm using a Visual Studio Code extension. No problem. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a migration. I'm going to run the seeder. So let me write php artisan db : seed, and we want to run this seeder. So I will write like this. Okay, this is a product seeder. As you can see, this is a product seeder. So let me just run, and you can see it's successfully run, right? Now if I go to America database, and if I go to products table in America database, then you can see there are like lot of names of product and price and all those things are included, right? And if you go to India, and if you go to India's product table, then there is nothing, right? So if you want to run this seeder, let's say this seeder you want to run for another connection, then you have to specify the connection name. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to just add a to flag, and you have to say database and then the name of your connection. So my connection name right now is India connection. So I will enter, and you can see it is also completed for India. So if I go to my php admin, and if I refresh the database. So you can see that 3 entries are also generated for the India table. Okay, so this is so easy. Okay, this is so easy to do. Okay, now let's say you want to use two different database on different route. So how you will use it, how you will query different database. Okay, so let me first show you the default example, default database that is right now used. This is welcome.php file, and there will be also another file that is web.php. So let me open that. This is a web.php file, as you can see. So right now here what I'm going to do is I'm going to say product colon colon all. So this will return all the products, right? So let me just store it in a variable, and I will say dd products. Okay, now I will just refresh the page. I will first of all run this thing. So let me just run php artisan serve, and this is going to run on a port. So let's see. Okay, so there is no application key specified, so I have to also run another command for that. You don't have to run this command if no error is coming. Okay, so php artisan key generate, and yes, it is set successfully. Now if I just refresh, then you can see that there are 3 products that we have, okay, on our view. Okay, so first product, and the name is this. Okay, name is showing like this. And if I go to America, and if I go to products table, then you can see that name are same. Okay, so this all products are coming by default from America. Okay, all those products are coming by default from America's database, not from India's database. So what we have to do, I'm going to explain to you what we want to do. Okay, so first of all, let me create a two controller. Let me just go here and create a two controller. So I will say php artisan make controller. First will be India controller. Okay, so I think I made a mistake. RT sun. Okay, and I also have to create another control, that will be php artisan make controller for USA. Okay, so I will just name it like America controller. So you can see both controller have been generated for this. Okay, so now I want to specify different route. Let me just specify different routes for this. So I will say route colon colon get, and when it's India, then I want to use the Indian controller, India controller colon colon class, and that's it. I will also copy this, and I will just replace this with America controller, and I will say America. Okay, here I will say index method's name will be index in all the both controller. Okay, and you can also specify the name. So India.index like this, America USA dot index. Okay, so both things are ready. Now you can go and create a index method in this. So let me create index method. I will just dd the products. I will say product all. Okay, I want to dd this. I will also copy this and paste it in America controller. So let me just copy and paste here. I want to import this. So let me say product. Okay, now it's imported. Now if I go to, let's say if I go to India, okay, now you can see that there are 3 products are coming. But if I open one of the product and if I check the name, then you can see it's only coming from America's database. It's not coming from India's database. Okay, but I want it to come from India's database. How it can come from America's database? Okay, I want to change that. So how will I change that? Okay, so there is a really good method. I will tell you. You have to first of all create a constructor. Let me create the constructor for India, because America is good. Okay, America is right now good position in controller. So I have to change in India's controller. So let me say public function underscore underscore constructor. Then I will say like this. And now I have to create a variable, private variable I will create, that will be product. Okay, or I can also say model, but let's say product model. Okay, no problem. So here what I will do is I will just create like this. I will assign value of like this, not like this, but I will say product colon colon. There is a method on, there is a named method on, and here you have to specify the connection name. Okay, so connection that we want to fetch will be India underscore connection. Okay, now what we have to do is if we just refresh this page and if I check, there will be some doctor in the name of product. So you can see there is a doctor, but here I don't want doctor. Okay, I don't want it to come from America. I want it to come from the India's database. So let me check what's first name in product. There is a Elna. Okay, there is a Elna name in the product. So I want to fetch that. So how will I fetch that? So if I have this reference, okay, so what can I do is I will just type this, then I will type product model, and then what we will do is we will just type this get method on this, and you can check this is India. And if I open the first product, then you can check that the data is coming from India's database. Okay, so this is done. Now what you have to do is whenever you want to query something, let's say you want to query that anything, let me just assume a query price that is equal to 0. You want to do this, okay, and you want to do this count. Okay, how many products price are 0? So you can see there is a 3, but let me change in India's database and I will just say this to 100. Okay, it's changed, and if I just refresh this page, then you can see that it's showing 2. Okay, so now you can see that it's coming from different databases. Okay, it's the same model I am using. I don't know how to create 2 different models. Okay, I don't have to create product India or product America. No, I only have to change a little bit things and it will be done. Okay, so this is the power of multi connections in PHP in Laravel, and you can create hundreds of connections. Okay, it's not limited to one database or 2 database. You can connect 10 database also, 20 database also. Most of time you will connect, I think, less than 5 or 10 databases. Okay, in practical uses, most of time. Okay, 99.9% time. Okay, so this is it. This is a video about multi database connections in PHP. If you got any questions, please feel free to ask in comment section. I will reply all of those. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, then please give a heart or like button. Okay, please click the like button. It will help my channel to grow. Subscribe my channel for more such Laravel and other videos. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.